Today's on this edition of the Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast. Battle Rap Podcast of New York. First and foremost, to anybody listening, I want to say to you, Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're spending it with loved ones and family and, having a good old meal and have some leftovers for anybody from the LTBR crew to come pick up the next day. But, we got together on Thanksgiving Eve and just recorded a podcast session. Talked about the doubleheader battles that URL is putting out. The Reed Dollaz and T-Rex battle and the Arsenal and Twerk. And we also talked about the Jonah Lucas and Tory Lanez diss records. So we're going to just split all this content up for you guys so that way you guys can pick apart whatever you want to listen to on your holiday. I'm sure, you'll be picking and choosing which battle you want to watch. If you're not, or probably watching all the football games or, I'm Dominican, so we have our dinner like late in the afternoon. We'll have it like 4 or 5 o'clock dinner, and then we'll just like party it up all night. But to everybody listening, I hope you enjoy the holidays. Stay blessed, and thank you for always tuning in and listening and supporting.
He needs a crazy performance. Like, he did good versus Chess.
I don't care.
And he did good versus Rex.
His Rambo bar is one of the best battle rap bars of all time.
That's a fucking fact.
Listen,
fucking top 5, and nobody will ever change that shit.
Listen, Snowflake, I'm gonna send you Reed Dollaz from the Muscle. I don't know if you've ever seen that shit, but that Reed Dollaz is unbeatable. I had to put France on. Actually, we had a playbook we did, right? And I was just having conversation with France and them after we did it, and they turned it into a fucking episode.
Yeah, I know from the Muscle, bro. I just looked this shit up. Yeah, I know this shit.
From the Muscle 2. It's glad I'm getting all this shit out now.
Now that we're already talking about Reed, we might as well just keep rolling into it. Like, all right, look, the Reed Dollaz and the Reed and Rex battle is clear. It's a clear winner, and it's unfortunate that it was that clear. That Rex was kind of out of his prime the last 2 rounds. He just fizzled out. But can we talk about how great Reed was in this battle and how great and both of you guys, Philly natives, how proud were you to see this?
I was really proud. You know what I'm saying? I went out to Jersey and watched the battles with my OG, who's from Philly. You know what I'm saying? And he's in the battle rap. I mean, he was at Summer Madness 2. He was at Gnome 3. He was at a lot of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Uncle Ray. Shout out to Uncle Ray, by the way. You know what I mean? And like, I sat there and watched that shit, and I was proud. You know what I mean? I wasn't proud of Rex. You know what I mean? But as far as like Reed's performance in that battle, it showed me that he can adapt. He still does have some things to learn because he's not on that stage as consistently or necessarily battling as consistently. But that showed me that Reed can survive in this era.
It's one of my takeaways from Reed's performance. Reed is fearless, and shouts to everybody from Philly. All you guys are fearless because of the way you're raised. Like, you guys are in the streets. It's grimy. You're in these ciphers, in these circles with like all these guys, and it's just like everybody's like angry and vicious, and the tension's there. So like you have no choice but to be cut from that cloth to make it as a rapper out in Philly. But
you got to be cut from that cloth just to even make it as a person.
I agree.
In Philadelphia,
I agree. But what interests me is that like you can kind of see that nature in him when Rex was trying to distract him from his rounds, and he didn't even run his material back once.
Right.
That was incredible because these MCs now, like a simple crowd reaction or their opponent like talking will like throw off their concentration completely. And Rex had really bad sportsmanship, taking selfies, sitting down, talking. Distracting, looking at the crowd, engaging with the crowd. Like, he did all these things to like literally try to throw Reed off, and not a single tactic work. The thing is, those tactics only look good when they work. When they don't work, you look really bad.
That's a known fact.
Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be precise when you're trying something like that. It's because it's hit or miss, like you said. I mean, it's one or the other, and it can pay off or it can't. But I don't know. I don't know. I like Rex's first round. I mean, a little bit. You feel like I liked it, but it wasn't. It was more. I thought Rex hyping himself up, and I was just expecting something crazy. Something that's been built up for so long. I wanted so much more, and
I agree.
I just didn't. I didn't feel it from Rex at all, and the decline was ridiculous. If you thought his first round was even decent, the decline was still crazy.
The thing is, with that first round, we thought that first round was the hype up round. That was gonna, get the second round and the third round going more. So
I thought it was running uphill, and I was wrong.
Exactly.
It's funny you said that. Like his first round was the peak of his battle. Like his last couple battles obviously hasn't been the same Rex that we once knew, but it's the same story. He peaks in the first round and it's kind of just like fizzles out his energy the rest of the battle. And it almost makes you wonder at this point, can Rex still get in that bag? I think he can, but it's just like, this is Reed Dollaz we're talking about. This is a decade grudge match, you know? This is somebody from your era. This is somebody you will probably want to straight up rap with. You know, that's why I always said that should have been a volume battle. That battle, that battle had no justice on the stage. It should have been a volume battle.
I agree, but I also think too, though, like if you think that if that Rex can get in that bag, that's like saying that Michael Jordan can get in that bag. But yeah, once in a while he's gonna hit a jumper in your face. Don't care how old he is, but he's not gonna be the person he was, or he's not gonna be as good, or even a contender anymore.
Right, that jumper is going to go in, but it's not gonna be as fluid.
Right, and even then, like he's gonna make one, but you don't think LeBron's gonna dunk on his old ass right now? Right now, hold on, right now.
I don't know. You know what it is
right now.
It's like,
and that's Rex right now. Let's be real. That's Rex, right? He ain't doing shit right now.
It's like
getting dog walked almost every battle.
Rex wanted that battle. You saw in the face-off that he wanted that battle.
No,
it's like
that's what it looked like.
He was bullshitting.
It's what it looked like to me. Like
I said in the comments of that face-off that Reed won the face-off because Reed was reactive, but he wasn't reserved. If that makes sense, he wasn't holding back too much, but he was reacting to things that Rex was saying, and Rex was just rambling about nonsense. And Reed seemed way more cool, but he was also assertive. Like he beat it, man. He won that face-off, I thought. But it was entertaining, and I thought Rex was actually motivated. And I thought he was going to come with some heat, and I thought it was going to be a good battle, but I still thought Reed 2-1. That was my prediction. That's how I don't know if I had a 3-0. I probably had a 3-0, but I don't I'll say 2-1 for the sake.
Let me ask Bad Money.
Rex might have won the first. I'm going to go to the champion comments and insert Fathilla's comment now that he said that.
Go ahead. It's there.
Bad Money, I gotta ask you this, right? So this year, 2018, you know, all three of us were from the DVD era, right? So we got to see Jay Mills, Reed Dollaz, Murder Mook, T-Rex, Kaboom, a handful of guys from that era all battle in 2018. And I think it's safe to say all of those guys did not have a outstanding performance, or there weren't any glimpses of who they used to be. But now that Reed had this momentum win, right? What's next for Reed? Do we want to see Reed another match? Where do we want to see him? You know, what setting do we want to see him? I personally want to see him in a volume. What's next for Reed in your opinion?
I think a volume is definitely what's next for Reed. Reed should be on volume 4 if they drop it like around the time that they drop volume 2. You see how they dropped volume 2? What was that, like
March?
April 31st?
And that was March 31st.
Yeah, March 31st.
Wait, hold on. You say April 31st?
My fault.
Oh, man. Yo.
I've been drinking, man. It's the day before Thanksgiving. This is the second episode. Y'all put me under pressure. I was not prepared to record this.
Hey.
I was prepared to record when we recorded before this.
You win, Diz.
You win. Hey. You win, France. I still want to talk my shit.
Oh, we are lit tonight.
Oh, man, we lit.
We's a lot of people. So a volume is next for Reed, but who's the volume?
A volume is next for Reed. It doesn't necessarily even have to be a smack volume, but Reed needs to battle in a small room. Again, as I said previously when we were reviewing the Lift His Soul 5 event, that me and Henny shared the same sentiments, that the best person for Jay Mills to battle on a comeback should have been Reed Dollaz. I mean, the Jay Mills we got, I think Reed still would have kicked his ass. You know what I mean? Because Reed has been more acclimated to what battle rap is now. But regardless of what Jay Mills said on Queen's Flip Show, whatever he said on Hip Hop is Real, 15 Minutes of Fame Camera, the weeks have passed. Jay Mills know he got the dog shit beat out of him and that he needs to study battle rap. And if he's under contract with ARP to do more battles, then he knows that he has to study battle rap a little bit more to adjust, not a little bit, but a lot of bit more to adjust to what battle rap is now. And the only person that should battle Jay Mills at this point in time is Reed Dollaz. Why? Because it makes sense. They come from the same era.
Yeah, it's a way better style matchup, I think, than some of the other opponents that people have been throwing out there for him. I've seen on Twitter, but
I think if they both will probably say to themselves, "Yo, can we go retro on this match?" And they say, "Yeah, let's go retro. We don't got to go new school." And they'll probably be more comfortable that way because Rex and Ryu were supposed to be a retro battle, but it didn't end out that way.
It was a retro ass kicking. That what it was.
Hit the grand champ with a grand slam.
Reed was so fire. I was so happy to see him spaz like that, and then to bring it up in the third too, and I'm gonna kick him when he's down. I'm choking you out. You're not gonna. He didn't let him breathe.
He did.
He was all over him, and he closed it out. He closed it out the dub, and he took that easy.
Facts. Can we talk about how Reed said, "You eating ass on camera?" And Rex was like, "Yeah." You making flex tapes? Why not? Why you even answer, bro?
Hey, Rex got some of the best defense though of all time.
He does.
I don't know, man. Rex has gotten like super cocky to where as though he talks a lot more. If you looked at the most recent Rex battles, he's talked a lot more during his opponent's rounds. Whereas
he's
though like
talked more during his rounds, and he's actually rapped. He's sucked. He's been
exactly.
I mean, we said it. We said it. That's only effective if it works. When it doesn't work, you look like a jackass.
It's simple. Right. It's like okay, we see him talk during Verb's rounds, but as far as like when he battled people like Young Ill, Conceited, and stuff like that, he didn't over talk during their rounds.
Because
but if you look at the recent, exactly,
he had the rhymes that he needed to not need to do that. He didn't. He was talking with his, as we said in football, talking with the pads.
Yeah, T-Rex from 6 years ago is very far from who he is today. But he wants
Rex is calling out Twerk.
He wants to be on the volume, and if he says that, then that's I will give him that chance again. Honestly, that's me. Like I'm like, you know what? That's where you belong. Personally, that's where you belong. When I think of Rex Small Room, I think of Total Slaughter. He ran through that entire house.
Yeah, and he told Smack that he wanted to battle Twerk
in the volume
on a band series.
Yeah,
and he turned down Twerk on the volume because he said it wasn't enough time, and Twerk was like, "What? Yeah, you ain't got enough time to write for me. That's like at least a month away." Just said in third. Twerk took that personal because he wants these vets on his resume.
Yeah,
to build himself up. So, like, that goes to show you how serious that Rex takes Twerk.
Before we get to the next battle, quick opinion on that T-Rex and Twerk in a band or in a volume. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know what to expect from Rex because if Rex didn't motivate you, then I don't know what the fuck is going to motivate you.
Fuck that. I don't want to see Rex nowhere.
Wow.
Rex needs to retire. Rex clearly.
You don't want him to tarnish. You don't want him to tarnish his legacy anymore. That's what you want.
It's not gonna. He can't help it anymore from here. The best Rex is clearly behind him, and a decent Rex is not going to improve his resume anymore. So it can only hurt him. And yeah, you're right. I'm tired of watching it. I'm tired of watching him destroy himself. I thought so highly of him. Like now I can't. I feel bad even like talking about Mount Rushmores with him because of how bad his recent performances have been.
You know when Rex started to go downhill? After Total Slaughter. Tell me I'm lying.
I mean, the first thing I think of is the Clips battle.
And that was after Total Slaughter.
Yeah. Was that the first one? I don't know if that's the first one or not, but that's the battle.
That was really the first time we seen him get 30'd. and that was bad.
Like nasty. And he had an excuse, and that's fine. But then
he had a valid reason, but it's the results still.
But what now?
The results are still the same. I mean, you're right, Bad Money. Like, he was the main event Summer Madness 4 and the Summer Madness 5. He's the opening battle
versus T-Top.
Crazy, but
he did good. But you know what? When we watch Rex versus T-Top, if you hear anything rumbling in the background, by the way, it's because I'm taking another drink. But we saw flashes of the old Rex in that T-Top battle. I still think Rex and T-Top is debatable, bro.
I'm not mad at that. That was probably the last glimpse we've really seen of him, because then he had the Caustic battle and the Rad B, Ishmael, K-Shine, and it's just like...
Man, Top won that shit, by the way. Bad Money, drunk.
No, he said it's debatable, and I'm not mad at that, because that's probably one of Rex's last good showings. So
Yeah, you can not be mad at that. I'm mad at that. He lost.
I don't even want to talk about that Summer Madness. Wait, I was supposed to be there.
Hold on.
I had to go to a wedding in Virginia on the same day. So
before we get too far away,
I didn't even think about that Summer Madness because I was supposed to be there. I went to the next Summer Madness.
Let friends talk real quick.
Yeah, before we get too far away, because we could travel a whole bunch of parallel universes. Back to Rex and Twerk. I think in a volume or in a band setting, unfortunately, the volumes is almost like that's Twerk's domain. Like Volume 2 and Volume 1, he's had breakout moments. So it's hard to bet against a Twerk in that setting. And he's probably better in that setting. But you think of T-Rex in his prime in that setting. So you're literally picking prime version of T-Rex in your mind versus the person who's currently the best at this environment. So it's a tough match.
I wouldn't say that because in a Basement versus Cortez, that was a volume band type situation. And I still give A-Verb rounds 1 and 2.
But he had the breakout moment.
I didn't give A-Verb
in the third round, so I can't necessarily give him
the. What's up? We doing that too?
No.
Yeah,
look, I agree with Bad Money. I had Verb.
Y'all went crazy for a Macarena bar in 2018.
Look, I agree. I had Verb edging I had Verb edging the Twerk battle, but it's undeniable that Twerk had the moment. So down the line, when we watch this battle a couple years later, we'll probably say, you know what? I changed my opinion. Twerk won this battle, or Twerk won the war.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because at the end of the day, I feel like.
Okay, so let me ask you this: in the
I gave Verb the edge in the second round.
In the longevity of things, who does that battle benefit more in the longevity? It has to be Twerk.
Because he took his hoodie off.
He had a moment.
By the time, if you're talking longevity, like Twerk is going to be battling longer than Verb.
And to be honest, like we talk about the hoodie so much, but that third round was nearly flawless. We deconstructed that round for a reason. Like that's probably one of the best third.
And the second round was really good. That's why I say I still edge Verb. I'm not mad at anybody who gives Twerk the win versus Verb whatsoever. Like I can see why somebody would give Twerk the win versus Verb, but. Well, I give Verb the win.
Well, regardless,
in the second round.
Okay, he had a moment right in that battle. He beat JC, and then him and Chess have a good match, and we all say he won that battle clearly. So in the small setting, volume band, he's dangerous. Rex, we're just holding on to a memory, but I would still believe that there's a chance for it to come out. Personally,
if he told Twerk that like, no, I'm not gonna battle you at Smack Volume 3 because I need more time to write. That goes to show you how serious he takes Twerk. That goes to show you that T-Rex knows, like, I'm not looked at the way that people have been accustomed to looking at me. And he probably knows Reed beat the dog shit out of him. So he knows, like, if I'm going to step in there, I'm going to step in there with somebody that's going to make me hungry. Like, Unkasa made me hungry. So I need to go all the way in my bag. So I don't know. Like, right now, I can't say how that battle is going to turn out. I want to see it.
I'll wait till it officially gets booked to make a prediction, but off initial reaction, I like
Pussy, we done ran down we Super Bowl champions of the world. Ain't no we might win. Smooth killer. Bitch, I'm Jean-Claude Van Damme. Shoot the AK on a handstand. Hit the grand champ with a grand slam. This a V12 versus a grand man. I've been live since American Bandstand.